Hello and welcome back to Higher Sense with Haz. The temperatures have fallen, the jumpers are coming out, so today we're going to test Autumn 25 by Ffern. Welcome to another review of a brand new release in the Ffern line. This is Autumn 25, a release I've been looking forward to, and I know you have as well. So let's get into it. So here is the box. As you can see there, it's got all of the details on the front and some details about Ffern on the back. Having a look in the box, we have the Cloud Orchard Ffern Cinematic Experience ticket. Now I will put this on your screen, so hopefully you can scan it, and that will give you a little brief introduction about the fragrance Autumn 25 itself. So scan that, click on that for an introduction to the fragrance, and then watch this fragrance review. So we've got various things inside the box. We have your own paper orchard. So let's have a quick look in here. So you see it, I've never opened this yet. Okay, so we'll have a nice little piece of artwork by the looks of it. It's very interesting. There you go. So there's some artwork from, I'm guessing, the artist that's helped with this fragrance. Created for Ffern by Florence Sverdia. So there you go. That must be the apple orchard, which is the inspiration for this fragrance. Okay, that's nice. And then in here we have, sealed, as you can see. Let's have a little look in here. I like to do these introductions just in case you don't know who Ffern are. So yes, this is the artwork. As you can see on the front, our Ffern artist for Autumn 25 is Azzurra Galatolo, lives in a small town in Tuscany in Italy. Draws her inspiration from the natural beauty that surrounds her to create folk-inflected pieces in expressive watercolours. There you go. So there's a bit of artwork on the front there. We'll open it up. So yeah, that's given a description of the fragrance itself, which I'll go through in a minute. And there is the artwork by the artist in relation to the fragrance. Hope you can see that there. That looks very nice indeed. So what have we got? We have, for Autumn 25, we invite you into our orchard. Here, honeyed light spills through leaves onto branches laden with apples and pears, sweetened by the warmth of the westering sun. So there you go. That's what we've got. So let's have a look at these notes. So looking at the notes, this is what we've got for Autumn 25. Reading directly. In the top, we've got crab apple, pear, ginger root, pink peppercorn, lemon rind, peppermint, blue chamomile and cognac oil. That looks to be a fantastic top. I'm not going to lie, that looks great. Then in the mid, we've got petitgrain, ylang-ylang, horewood, neroli, jasmine, bergamot rind and tuberose. So some nice white florals in there. And then in the base, we've got ambret seed, red cedar, brown eye, rock rose, benzoin, oak moss and olibanum resin. So that's what we've got. I believe there's 21 notes in there. If I just have a look at this box, I should be able to tell you. Yes, there's 21 notes in there. It's a 20% concentration, which is okay. I would love that just to be a bit more, but we'll see. 20% is acceptable. And it's been matured for 31 days in the barrel. And it's been macerated for 21 days. So that gives 62 days in production before it's sent out for me to try and for you to enjoy. So there's the box. Put that down there. And here is the fragrance tube. And the fragrance is just in here. So there we go. Lovely golden juice. Tiny bit out the top because I've done a short on this not so long ago, and all of the details I've read out on there. It's eau de parfum at 20% concentration. Now, for those of you who are new to Ffern, I'll briefly read what they're all about before I go on to review this fragrance. So, Ffern is a natural fragrance maker based in Somerset. It was born out of a simple vision to restore perfumery to its artisan roots. And then what happens is they say that they use natural ingredients, sustainably sourced. They blend, barrel age and bottle 4 unique fragrances a year, which are released at the equinox and the solstice. So you get spring, summer, autumn and winter. And then each one is sent to you, and then you can choose to keep it or return it. Now, here is a sample box, which was in the other box, which I didn't show you. And there's some other things in there. There's a nice little fragrance stone in there. And there's some nice Ffern autumn herbal tea just in there. If you like your teas, you can dunk some of that in. And then you get a little sampling card here, which you spray your sample bottle onto, and then you smell it. And then if you enjoy it, you can keep it and open the main box, which I showed you before. If you try these samples, which is separate to the main box, and you don't like it, then you can return it and get your money back. The money being £89 per bottle of 30 millilitres. Right, I'll just put that down there. Okay, so that's what Ffern's about. You go on the website, you apply to be put on the ledger. There's a limited number of spaces and a limited number of bottles that are released. I'm not sure if it says on here how many bottles they are, but I believe it's around 200 of each. So if you get on the ledger, you get a bottle sent out. You choose whether you keep it or not by trying the sample. Now, on with the show. So, here is Autumn 25. I will give it 1 in the air. Excellent atomizer mind. Fantastic that. And I'll give it 2 on the hand. Look at that. That's fantastic. Ffern atomizer second to none. Give it a few seconds to air out, and I'll tell you what my first impressions are for Autumn 25. It's a great opening. Now, personally, I love pear in fragrance. I think it's underutilized. I also love apple. Now, this is a crab apple, which isn't your usual kind of, your fresh, crunchy apple. It's a little bit darker. It's a little bit, maybe not as sweet. It's a bit more fleshy of an apple, so it takes on a different kind of scent. It still smells like apple, but it's just a bit different, and that's what I love in here. You've got the pear, which I think the pear is the prominent note out of the two, slightly, although the apple does come into its own about 5 or 10 minutes in. Now, in the opening, you have got quite a bright opening there. As I've mentioned, you've got your crab apple and your pear, which are quite dominant in here. There's ginger root mentioned. You definitely get a nice warmth from the ginger. That's an excellent addition in here. And then the other stuff you've got in here, you've got the lemon rind again. With it being a rind, it's not bright and citric, because remember, this isn't a summer fragrance. We've already reviewed that one, and if you haven't checked it out, it's on my channel. So with this being autumn, you need the citruses to be a little bit darker, a little bit earthier, a little bit bolder, and that's what they've done well here. You've got the blue chamomile, which adds a nice little floral twist on there, a nice light white floral, which is really nice. And then you've got the peppermint and the pink peppercorn, the pink peppercorn and the peppermint. The peppermint adds a kind of, it cuts through the fruity notes. It gives like a nice clean lift. And then the pink peppercorn in there just adds, for me, it rounds it off a bit. It gives it a little warm, slightly earthy, warm, spicy edge. Not too much though. But yeah, in the top, you've got some deep, dark, earthy fruits. And then you've got some nice florals in there. A little bit of deep citrus. And yeah, for me, in the top, I think it's a great autumnal opening. Just what I was looking for. Moving into the mid, which starts to come in after an hour or so. So you get a nice, strong, pungent opening, which is great. A lovely mixture of notes. And then the mid notes come in. And the mid notes comprise mainly of white florals and a little bit of wood in there. There's also a touch of citrus, which is great. So in the mid, as I've worn this, I've worn this throughout the week, to be honest. And what I get is mainly the white florals. I would say that the neroli and the jasmine are quite apparent. Now, they are quite striking white florals. They're clean, they're fresh, they've got a slightly green tinge, I would say, but again, that complements the autumnal kind of fragrance, which is nice. It's not sharp, it's quite soft and quite rounded, which is nice. And you've also got the ylang ylang in there, which adds kind of a slightly darker, riper kind of floral. I think it's described as almost having a kind of a somewhat banana type smell. So it's a bit stronger and a bit more pungent than the white florals, but it sits nicely in here. But what I think's great is the petitgrain. Now the petitgrain, it kind of comes across as quite complex. It's fresh, it's green, it's got a little citrus tinge in there, but mainly from this petitgrain, I get kind of a woody undertone from it, which is nice. Almost like if you could imagine freshly snapped twigs under your feet. So if you're walking through this orchard in autumn, the apples are bouncing off the ground and you've got the leaves, the brown leaves which have fallen and the twigs snapping underneath, and it gives like a kind of a fresh green woody undertone. I think the petitgrain in this is a very clever ingredient, and it just adds to the white florals in the mid very, very nicely. It's very complementary. You've also got some Horwood in here from Fujian in China. So there's a nice woody note to complement the white florals. You've got some bergamot rind, again, rind which is nice. So that gives the little citric edge which some of the white florals give anyway. So they work in perfect harmony for me. And then you've got the tuberose. I don't particularly like tuberose. For me, it comes across as a little bit waxy. It's like a waxy white floral, but it's just got a bit of a tone I don't particularly like. Thankfully, it's not too strong in here, so I'll not mention any more about that. But yes, the white florals in here and the ylang ylang and petitgrain, which adds a different kind of dimension and woody citric edge, is great. And then you've got the wood here, which is complementary, with a touch of citrus on top, just to finish the top notes off as the mid comes through. Great top, great mid. And then after a few more hours, so around the 3 to 4 hour mark, you get the base notes creeping through nicely. The main notes in here for me are the oak moss and the red cedar. So you've got a lovely, strong, deep wood, and then you've got the oak moss, which just adds the deep, dark green undertone. Again, like you're in that orchard, walking through, bit of a breeze, crisp autumnal weather, fantastic. So you've got some lovely woods in there. You've got some nice green earthy mosses in there. You've got some olibanum resin, which is nice. That just adds a warmth to the fragrance. This fragrance all the way through has a lovely warmth from top to bottom, and that's what moves it away from being a summer scent for me. You've got the deeper, darker kind of citric elements. You've got the nice strong wood, and you've just got the warm, slightly resinous, slightly spicy edge, which is great. You've got ambret seed in there as well. Not too sure if I detect that, if I'm perfectly honest. The red eye rock rose. Is it rosy? From what I remember, I think with the other florals in the mid, I think they're quite dominant. So if there is rose in there, it's not overpowering. So if you're not a lover of rose, I wouldn't panic. And then you've got the benzoin in there. The benzoin, again, being a nice little warm resin, adds to the longevity, complements the olibanum, goes very well with the red cedar and the oak moss. So you've got a good, strong base there. You've got a nice arrangement of notes here. It's quite top heavy, but the base is strong enough to carry the fragrance. And this is one thing I was worried about. I've complained previously about how much this fragrance, or these fragrances, don't project. They don't last long enough, and the oil concentration from the perfume. It's a 20% eau de parfum in here. They're the notes from top to bottom. That's what I get as I wore it. And overall, I would say from start to finish, I fully enjoyed it. It's a non-linear scent, which I do like. Some people just like the spray scent on and it smells like that from start to finish. Me, I like things which are quite complex and they develop. And on different days, in different temperatures, in different situations, you pick up different little facets here and there. A little bonus sneak note comes through more prominently than it did before, or you notice something which you haven't. And that's great because it almost kind of embodies a fragrance journey. And at the end of the day, that's what I like in fragrance. I'm on a fragrance journey. I like to see how things develop and if they suit the wearer or the situation or not. And especially here, if you've seen the Cloud Orchard introduction and what they're trying to do here, they're trying to give you not only an olfactory experience, but a one where in your mind you can visualize the notes and the walk through the orchard in autumn. And I think on this fragrance, Ffern have done an absolutely fantastic job of encapsulating that and bringing it to the wearer. I think that this effort on Autumn 25 is top notch. So, having been very complimentary about Autumn 25 by Ffern, let's discuss the essentials, that being the performance and the price. Is it versatile? And where can you wear this? So, just having another look at this gorgeous bottle there and capturing the smell, which is fantastic. Let's discuss the projection. Now, the projection on this is an issue. It's a slight issue, it's not a major issue. Now, I would say that this fragrance projects a couple of feet, but then after the first hour or so, I would say it comes under 2 feet to maybe a foot and a half, and it becomes a more intimate experience. Now, that's fine if you're the kind of person who likes to wear fragrance for yourself and not for other people or other situations. You should be okay, for reasons I'll go on to discuss shortly. But for me, I would have liked a touch more projection. And the reason for that is everything else on this fragrance, I think, is solid. The only weakness on this for me is the projection. Now, normally fragrances lift quite well off my skin. This is fairly flat. It's not as bad as other Ffern fragrances I've reviewed in the past, so that's great. So we're moving in the right direction here. But if I could just get another 1/4 to a 1/2 foot of projection, I'd be really happy with this. Bear in mind, it's an eau de parfum, 20% concentration. It's not ultra heavy. Now, there are a lot of notes in here, but it's top heavy. So I would have thought there would have been just a little bit more projection, a little bit more lift. But we're talking minute details here. Am I happy with the projection for what the total package offers? Just about. Now, the longevity on Autumn 25. And from previous reviews, if you've seen them, I've complained about the longevity of these fragrances. Yes, they use natural ingredients, and that's great. And usually with naturals, they burn off quicker, but you get a better quality experience, which I can't deny with Ffern. The notes do resemble good quality. So, longevity on here. Now, like I said, after a couple of hours, it pulls into a more intimate foot, maybe 1.5 feet. So, judging the longevity is slightly more difficult than other fragrances, which, towards the end of the life, that's when they start pulling in. But I've worn this a number of times, and I'm happy to report that even at 20% concentration, for Autumn 25, you get a solid 8-9 hours of longevity. Solid. So longevity on this isn't a problem. Now, that was the main issue with me on Ffern fragrances. I didn't think to last. But the notes that's been used in here and the way it's been constructed and put together, I'm happy to see this will get you through the working day. Not a problem. It's a solid 8 or 9 hours. 8 to 10 hours, depending how many sprays you use. Now, I would say a solid 8 or 9 hours on 4 or 5 sprays. 4 to 6 sprays, you're getting 8 or 9 hours. Now, if you go a bit heavier and you go 7 or 8 sprays, bearing in mind this is a good atomizer, 7 or 8 sprays certainly get you towards the 9-10 hour mark. No problem. So yeah, longevity, not an issue with this one. That's great. Seasonality for Autumn 25. Well, I would probably wear this in the autumn. Now, what's great is I think that the note profile and the scent lends to autumn, which is fantastic. Now, bizarrely, when I reviewed Winter 25 at the back end of last year, that to me, the way it came across almost seemed like a summer scent, so I didn't get that at all. So I'll be interested to see this year's winter release. But I'm happy to say that the notes and the scent profile comes across as autumnal. It's picture perfect for autumnal. Now, I've had a few people in the comments on the short I released for this not so long ago, and they've said that they think it reminds them of Summer 25. Now, I can kind of see where they're coming from with the top heavy notes, which are quite citric. Now, those citric notes are a bit more tart, slightly more bitter, and a bit darker. So although I can see the resemblance, it's definitely not a summer fragrance for me. So yes, thanks for those comments. I can see where you're coming from, and maybe they've used the DNA from the summer fragrance, which for me was a hit. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look. But that was a fantastic release, I thought. And maybe they've thought, that worked, that sold, we've had positive feedback, so let's use that structure in this fragrance. And why not? If it works, why try and fix it? Where to wear Autumn 25? Well, I think this is quite versatile. For me, it's a beautiful fragrance. It's very calming, it's very warming, it's very comfortable. It's something which you can wear around the house even, so you can wear it, just when you're, for want of a better word, just lounging around. I nearly said slobbing around, but we're not slobs here on Hyacinth. We're always in the gym and taking care of ourselves. But anyway, so when you're lounging around the house, just relaxing, watching the TV, playing with the kids, that kind of thing. You can wear that here. You can wear it to socials during the day. You could wear it at evening socials because it's quite warm, so it would work for that as well. You could definitely wear this at work. It's inoffensive. It's not massively overpowering. The sillage on this, it's got a nice scent bubble. It's fairly light. It's not, albeit the notes are quite deep, it's not like a thick cloud of fragrance. So it won't overpower anyone. So the sillage is nice. So I think you can wear it in work because, like I say, the projection is not overbearing. The longevity on it's nice. So yes, you can wear this in work. It's very pleasant. It's something which, if you're in work with a suit and tie, this would be nice. If it's more casual work, again, this would be great for that. It's clean, it's citric, it's woody, it's a people pleaser. That's what this is. It's nothing hugely innovative, but it's a pleasing scent. So day socials, night socials, you can wear this at work. Would you wear it on a date night? I'm not sure you would. Yeah, work, socials, day and night, around the house, in the garden. If you're just reading a nice book and there's a little bit of sun left in this British sky, then yeah, this would work for that as well. So versatility is good on this. Now the price for Ffern Autumn 25, it's the same as it always is, £89 posted. So once you get on the ledger, you get it sent out, they deduct the money. If you like it, you keep it. If not, you return it and get your £89 back. Now what I will say is if you return 3 on the trot, you get removed from the ledger because they don't want people just, sampling things and never making purchases, which is fair enough. But yeah, £89, 30 millilitres in here. So you're looking at just under £3 per millilitre. As I've said before, yes, that's quite expensive per milliliter, and that would put this in kind of the niche fragrance range. However, this is, quite a small individual company based in Somerset. They use really good ingredients, natural ingredients, and that's going to push the cost up. So for me, is it expensive? Yes. Is it quite a unique individual experience? Yes. Does this scent profile and the overall package with the performance, is it worth £89? Yes, it is. Apples and pears, apples and pears. I'll go dancing down the stairs when I wear this. It's a great fragrance. Really enjoy it. The apple and the pear, both nice prominent notes, kick this off beautifully, and I love it. I love the opening, the top's great, I like the mid, and I enjoy the base as it mellows down. Like I say, it's a non-linear fragrance and it offers quite a lot. Offers a lovely experience for the wearer. And I think that Autumn 25 is a good release. If you're not on the ledger, I would advise you to get yourself on there to try and get this. I do have a few spare bottles left, as I've read on the website a few days ago. So if you're not on the ledger, get yourself on there. But yeah, in conclusion, I think this is a really good release. It's a good fragrance. It performs, it lasts, the scent profile's good, it's non-linear, it gives you great experience, both visually and through your wonderful high-end nostrils. So for me, this is a hit. I was a bit worried because the autumn release last year, I didn't like it at all. So I was a bit concerned, but when I saw the notes in here, I was positive. And as you know here on Higher Sense, I'm not scared to tell you if something isn't good or even if something's shite. I will tell you. But yeah, for me, I'm not biased on this brand, but I think it's great what they're doing. I like what they're trying to achieve. I like their individuality. It just seems a bit special when you're on the Ffern ledger and you're waiting for the equinox and solstice and the releases. It's exciting. It's something to look forward to in fragrance. Anyone can go into a store and spend money and buy what they want to buy. You know, oh, here's a release by Gucci, I'll buy it. There's one by Chanel, let's go and try it. You know, but for this, the excitement is you get a little email to tell you it's going to be on the way in the next 3 weeks. You wait for the postman to come, you open the boxes, you have a little look at your little QR code here, you watch the little cinematic, and then you try the fragrance, try the sample in this box. And then if you like it, you keep it. If not, you send it back. So that's the end of the review for me. I've covered absolutely everything. If there's something I haven't covered, then please mention it in the comments. Have you got this? Let us know what you think about it. Does it compare similarly to Summer 25 for you? Is it a good release? Is it one you kept? Or is it one you're going to be sending back? I hope you keep it because I think it's a really good fragrance and I can't wait for the winter release. So, if you've enjoyed this review and what I've brought to your screens, click a like, share if you can. I don't know how to do that, but I'm sure there's a share button somewhere. Yeah, subscribe if you haven't. I'm sure you have, but if it's your first time here, then welcome to Higher Sense. Please subscribe because I've got plenty more videos to come. And if you do enjoy this Ffern, or you want to learn more about Ffern, the company, I'll put some links down below. I've done some previous fragrance reviews on Ffern, so check those out in my library. And until we meet again in the next one, keep smelling great and put that smile on your face. And I'll see you in the next one.